Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Bragadon. Let's check out Mu-Rho 79. Prisoners of Ice. A strange and frightening discovery was made at one of the sites on this frozen world. Countless human bodies suspended in the clear ice of a glacier. The bodies showed no signs of injury. It was as if they dived into liquid water the moment before it turned to solid ice, freezing them in place with their eyes wide open, their hair fanning out behind them. Searches uncovered nothing that could explain this mystery. I guess the planet had a flash freeze as they went for a swim? Ooh, 5 plasteel. But no extractiums. Explorator Void Station. When the Rogue Trader ship approaches the Adeptus Mechanicus Void Station, it is met with the hostile scrutiny of the station's defense lasers. An explorator at Lex Mechanica introduces himself as Service Unit 42. He passionately inquires how the station can be of use to the Rogue Trader. Propose a trade of resources with the Explorators. Upon consulting data from the station's main cogitator, Lex Mechanic Service Unit 42 confirms that the station requires rare transuranium elements or natural gas for research of an undisclosed nature. For its part, the station cannot offer the Rogue Trader anything in exchange at the moment, but the Adeptus Mechanicus representative on Footfall will certainly repay him for his aid. Give transuranium elements to the Adeptus Mechanicus. The station thanks the Rogue Trader for his cooperation and presents him with several containers of unused reserves as a token of its gratitude. Can I give more? Alright, leave the Explorator Station. And we're all done here, I guess. Let's return to Footfall real quick and see if we can be rewarded. Oh, we can talk to him through our factotum. Alright, 3 extractiums and a precise last gun. So the 10% additional hit chance is... yeah, different than the other last guns. Well, that's lame. Finally hit tier 2 with this guy and don't have enough profit factor to get anything. Also, it might not be the worst idea to return to Footfall and try to... talk to Opticon 22. Deadly Course, that's fine. The bridge is thrumming with the sound of endless officer reports, the hum of ancient mechanisms, and the buzz of servo engines. Among the usual servants bustling to and fro, the Lord Captain notices a flash of flame-red hair. You posed a question to me not long ago, Ellentog. Now I'm here to present you with my answer. With fluid grace, Yrliet emerges from the shadows of the captain's bridge. Her face seems to glow under the lumen light, her expression slightly more pensive than usual. Remind me, what is it I asked you? We talked about how we each see the world in our own way. You were eager to know how Aeldari see the world. Do you still wish to hear the answer? Of course, if you're ready to give it. Then listen closely to my answer, Ellentog. You may struggle to comprehend what is to be said, being accustomed to reveling in your own might and skewing the world to suit yourself. Pitch your understanding not toward my words, but the sense that lies hidden in the shade of their sounds. Yrliet half closes her eyes, her words unfurling slowly and melodically. You try to split the world into pieces, to fragment it, into light and dark, truth and lies, self and other. But I see the world as a single whole, and in this lies its simplicity and complexity. It is not enough simply to see the world and hear its voices. You must understand it. Think of the Lelathan, the world in which our paths crossed. What is it truly? What is its essence? The Lelathan's magnificence comes not from the green of its vast forests, or from the depths of its waters. Its beauty is in the word, and the way it dances on the tongue. I don't know, it doesn't really roll off the tongue for me. And even you, Ellentog, can sense it. Try. Say the word slowly, delicately, cast aside all stray thoughts. Feel. Perhaps then you will see. Thank you, but no. Is that all you wanted to say to me? Yeah, again, we're trying to learn more about the enemies of humanity by having her around. I'm not gonna kowtow to the Aeldari ways. It's a Xenos trap, probably. You must miss a flicker of disappointment in the Aeldari's eyes. This is only the beginning, Ellentog. I have more to tell you. Instead of the lifeless clamor of monstrous mechanisms, the roar of engines, and the discordant voices of your followers, I hear and attend to silence. That arises in moments of spiritual serenity, and in that stillness we become witnesses to the transformations of our own inner world. Mankai lives pass so swiftly. You rush through them for the sake of a chosen goal, but thoughts of transience and loss frighten you, and so you drive such thoughts away and drown yourselves in the daily tumult. But it is from fleeting moments, which enter our lives and quickly vanish from them, that the soul's fortress grows. A moment's blooming, an hour's wilting. The splendor of each lies in its ephemerality. So too the memories of those who have left our side and no longer walk the path with us. And in you, Ellentog, I see much more than just another Mankai. Your true essence lies in your will, which is capable of changing the world around you and within you. It lies in your ability to create and understand your creation, and in your ability to destroy. It lies in what your kin's minds cannot grasp, what their primitive sight cannot behold, but I can see it. Thank you for telling me how you see the world. And what do you make of it, Elentok? How differently do you see the world? In this world of endless war and peril, I see only one beacon of hope, and that is the God Emperor. Yrliet's breath hitches quietly. Your understanding of the world is not all that different from your kin's. Perhaps my conclusions about you were premature. Yadari turns away, but before she leaves she looks at you once more. Do not take my words to heart. There's no shame in thinking as others of your kind do. It is much more difficult to follow a different path from the rest. It does seem very easy to romance your companions. So I feel like some of the dialogue options I've taken, like insulting Cassia and being extremely dismissive of Yrliet, should had broken any romance options I could have had, but they still pop up. Because I essentially called Cassia a monster to her face, but she's still very amicable, and I think there was a romance conversation after the fact. So we have a couple quests here. We have the Hunt for Knowledge. Oh, we turned that into him. Then we had Themes and Stories. I don't know if that area has been cleared for us yet. Already read that. Are the Servants of Footfall's new patron giving you trouble? Negative. Units that identify themselves as confessors did indeed perform an intrusion and approach us. We were informed that members of the Adeptus Mechanicus exist outside their jurisdiction. A theological dispute followed. Opticon 22 falls into a cryptic silence. I presume this theological dispute involved the use of the Omnissiah's sacred gifts, of the Force, Plasma, and otherwise martyrdom-bringing varieties. Show the data slate. I've collected planetary data that may interest you. With a respectful nod, the Tech Priest takes the data slate. The collected data is of interest, significant, compliant with the criteria for cooperation. The Cognizance Fleet thanks you for your contribution and guarantees the provision of a reciprocal service indulgence in the form of parts and equipment. Reporting, the Kappa Thread supply line is ready to continue cooperation with the Von Valances dynasty in the sphere of planetary reconnaissance. Alright, same thing. Alright. Our profit factor went up by a fair bit.
Is there money to be made?
Was it? One, two, three, four. Yeah, 4 profit factor. Unknown mechanism. Let's check this out first.
Keep your wits about you.
It looks like it's been cleared now. Cool. Now, I wasn't entirely sure if it was going to be a time-based thing, like how time progresses when we travel between systems and our projects complete, or if there'd be a certain quest we had to complete before we could come back here and do this. Looks like it's time-based. Brothers and sisters, look. They cleared the way. We break through. It's now or never. I won't die here like a rat. Go, go. Shoot everyone that you run into.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Brace yourself!
At your beck and call.
You've got a problem. I've got a price. Am I getting paid for this? I can do that, with the right incentive.
Really good opening move because that increases the effectiveness of all of our combat tactics areas. Oh. Shadow Quarter's disease.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. My vow is to serve.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Alright, she's gonna be a little exposed
I
here,
will
but
bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
I think it'll be alright.
Strike is a prayer. The pure cannot escape their fate.
Yeah, I think it'll be alright.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Victory is imminent.
Each strike is a prayer.
Reduced to dust.
This is the last guy. It doesn't really matter what we do here.
Someone's death wish is mine to grant.
My faith shields me.
I always have a backup plan.
As if a diseased creature gains 3 stacks of the Shadow Quarter's disease effect, the abscesses on their body will erupt with caustic pus, dealing 13 toxic damage and resetting the stacks to 1. So do they stay until...
Always keep your eye on the prize.
My success is an irrefutable
they go away after
certainty.
time. Okay. I think this one's new. We've seen the leaflets before, but not this specific one. Now's our time, not theirs. Go to their homes. Drag them out of their beds. Carve open their bodies like carcasses at a slaughterhouse. The Imperial Navy, Casbalica, Chorda, Von Valancius. The names mean nothing now. Tomorrow will erase them from memory. Go and seize power, as much of it as you can carry. A and V.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
A part of an ancient sewer system, the pipes lead somewhere deep within the asteroid. Death, dressed in black, walked the streets, and sowed disease. Reverend Hieronymus' teaching on the path of St. Drusus. This thin pamphlet exudes a faint caustic smell, likely that of fresh inscriber ink. Our being is steeped in degradation, and no longer can we imagine existing outside it. Are you capable of perceiving the depths to which this heinous miasma has rooted itself in our lives? Pompous aristocrats indulge in despicable revelries behind their tall palace walls, and planetary masters vie to possess the greatest luxuries, while you and your family choke on your corpse starch slop after a grueling work shift. Millions of soldiers die in the dirt to combat xenoprofanity, while their commanders, their duties forgotten, squabble among themselves, seeing every death as nothing more than a stone in the monument of their own glory. Scholars pursue forbidden and mind-twisting knowledge. The righteous break their oaths and spread lies. Arbites thieve worse than any criminal would, and you are sullied by a vicious degeneracy of which you are not even aware. This pernicious rot is all-pervading, for there is none who have not succumbed to it. Does it frighten you to be in their midst, in our midst? Will you carry on calmly living in this impious loathsomeness, hiding your gaze from the world and hiding the world from your gaze? Will you become like a mindless servitor? Will you honestly realize the sheer baseness and repulsiveness of creation? And then you will renounce your former life, and then you will accept your new self, and relinquish your worldly affairs, and follow the road that was paved for us by St. Drusus, warrior and conqueror of sectors uncharted. Leave behind the sacrilege-ridden world, and as is our mortal emperor's will, join our sacred crusade to walk the path that leads out of the murk of apostasy and irreverence, and into the darkness of the unknown and unfathomed. It is in this darkness that we will light the candles of true faith, for only in their fires can we still find motes of light. So the Arbites that were mentioned there are the law
Let us
enforcement
not dawdle.
faction in 40k. Thank Judge Dredd.
Keep your wits about you. I always have a backup plan.
Open areas of skin have turned into one massive burst ulcer. The buzzing of flies and the heinous stench complete the picture.
Is there money to be made?
What is it, rogue trader?
A job for me.
These people did not die from the disease. It seems they simply fought to the death over the remaining provisions.
I always keep my options open.
Judging by the traces of destruction and the corpses all around, many people tried to break through this door. There's a group here in the dust, like someone left tracks behind before hastily covering them.
Let us not dawdle.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
I've seen
Keep
that
your
leaflet
wits
before,
about you.
so we'll explore this corner first.
I always have a backup plan.
The dead are covered in ulcers, and several show traces of repulsive mutations.
Duty prevails.
The mutant's lair. Hold off on that for right now.
Is there money to be made?
Alright, more of
Rise
Hieronymus's
to the top, or get
pamphlets.
left in the dust.
Loosely buried under the piles of trash are bodies with obvious gunshot wounds. There's once a mine entrance here, but it caved in decades ago. Pyromaniac boots. Wearer can't suffer the burning effect by walking over the burning cells. Wearer inflicts plus 3 additional stacks of burning whenever they stand on burning cells. So do the stacks increase how much burning damage they take per turn? Because it's a permanent effect unless they have a way to put it out. And we can try it. A pair of eyes lights up in the darkness. Too big to be human, too intelligent to be an animal. A moment later, vision vanishes.
I always keep my options open. Always keep your eye on the prize.
Then from the cache in the old tunnel. This is the final stretch, Seeker. Remember the second word, design. Remember the place. Cogitator, statue of the founder, small temple. The statue of
always
Footfall's
have a
founder.
backup
That's back in
plan.
the atrium, is it not? Let's do this real quick before we enter the mutant's lair. At least wrap up this one quest.
Let us not dawdle. Is there money to be made?
Alright, statue of the founder is either... Well, no, we already found a cache next to the one temple.
I always keep my options open.
That's right, it's here. Sorry, my microphone did something funny there for a second. Alright. On the side of this cogitator would be enough to break... We've already read all that. So use the keys to enter 2 words, realizing design. By pressing the keys, the cogitator appears dormant, but as you enter the last letter of the second word, it suddenly comes to life. Triumphant music pours out of it, followed by a voice. A man's voice, pleasant, with a somewhat dated pronunciation of Gothic. Greetings. Greetings to you, keen wanderer who found my message and solved my riddle. I, Parsimus Dwayne, master of Footfall, trailblazer of the Expanse, am pleased to welcome visitors to my magnificent palace in the stars. Footfall is my great creation. It is what marked the beginning of the Imperium's triumphant march into the Coronis Expanse. You are here because you managed to discover the message in the Almanac of Footfall published on my orders, and find the caches I had installed at select sites. You have seen the view from the dome of the Great Cathedral, the void-piercing arches of the Providence Bridge, the star's cold gaze through the windows of the small key. Only thus, step by step, can one experience the scale and the elegance of my creation. Footfall sites are their own reward. However, I have prepared a gift for those who might unravel my riddle. Approach my statue, and the gift awaits you there. Remember, nothing must stand between you and your design, no matter how audacious and grand it may be. The voice quiets. You hear a click from the statue of Footfall's founder, as if some hidden locking mechanism has been released. Focus Incense. Each use of Revel and Slaughter increases the wearer's perception by +10 until the end of combat. Stacks. And Righteous Fury Cape. For every kill, the wearer increases their critical hit chance by +5% until the end of combat. Alright, he's the only one that can use that right now, and... that'd be a little redundant. Oh yeah, let's go with this.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
So we have this mechanism quest here. Didn't mean to click on that. But it'll work out because I can actually check the location selector, whatever you want to call it on the map. Yeah, so we have this unknown mechanism here still. We'll have to explore and find that. We also have the mutant lair in the Shadow Quarters. So I think we'll start that next time, and then we'll try to track down the unknown mechanism. Alright, well I'm going to call it here, and next time we'll purge the mutants and secure the Shadow Quarters for humanity. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.